Shalom Lacham, Shalom everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Ane Yaochanan. I go by the name Ha Chabare on YouTube. Ha Chabare means the Hebrew. So again, this video is gonna be, it's not a long one. Really, again, this is what, as much as some people talk about benefits that we have much to, Africa has much to gain by allowing this to happen. But at the same time, and for those who believe that they are superior, they have money, they can splash it, yet they cry, they complain when they get taxed or made to pay certain services while traveling. Okay, this is something that lots of African countries have done for free, for as much as we can know it, from towards the Europeans or the West. Most of the Europeans, we will talk most of the Europeans and the two giants in North America, which is the United States and Canada. So, and they have marginalized most of the country, and this is why they make themselves look this powerful. They say our passports are strong, but okay, but when you talk about strong passport, you will the strongest passports are not in America or in Europe. Okay, yeah, you have strong passport in Europe, literally. There is really big strong passport in Europe, but most of the strong passports are in Asia, because they are literally they don't have that much, they haven't ransacked, or they don't have that much problems around the world who the people travel. So they are not, there's literally less interest in them, because they don't interfere in other people's business or politics or economics. So most of the time, these countries are very, easy travelers. They travel freely. But when it comes to Africa, as much as Europe has believed, right, that Africans, we don't have that much to offer, but yet at the same time, the economy, the resources come from Africa, everything. Most of the materials come from Africa. But because we do not, our government have been lazying around to build transformation of product, of raw materials, processing plants, so that you process, then you sell fine product, then you can benefit from everything else that the material can get. When it talks about oil or gas, for example, not gas, oil, there's so many products that you can get with oil, brand oil, but brut is French, brand oil. You have so many products that you can get out of it. But because we don't process those products or those materials, we do not benefit, because then whatever we get back, it's a higher price, because transportation to Europe or whatever to China, processed and brought back. So it's like, a round trip transportation, and it comes back in a different form. Eventually, they will have to charge you more about it. But again, this is one of the countries that is bold enough in Africa to stand tall, and I think it will help so many African countries that believe that we should reciprocate services, because reciprocating services is part of any business, any corporation. I can't just let you do things in my come as you see fit. But then when it comes for my people to do the other side around, you give reason, you give excuses, and we are charged. So Europeans believe they have money, they have, they work good, they have good work, good lifestyle and everything, and now and then they need to go, go around the world, travel, look into things. But if you have money, then you should not be, you should not cry to spend the money, because a $50, for example, for a visa, it's not that much. Because we in Europe, they have the Schengen zone. It's visa free, but you just move as you see fit. Now today, if you get a Schengen visa, you will move to Germany, Italy, France, Switzerland. I mean, you Dynamo, you move freely. But in Africa, as an African, if I have to go to Zimbabwe, I need a visa. I'm in South Africa. If I have to go to Zimbabwe, I need a visa. If I have to go to Malawi, I need, now and then they're pretending to give you like a 2 week, but 2 weeks does not change, and they don't make sense. But again, so Namibia, this is the breaking point. So Namibia has said that if 31 countries, they have put a list of 31 countries, and they're mostly in Europe, if they do not reciprocate the services of a visa free for its people, for the Namibians, the Namibian government will put a visa on arrival for these countries. Say you have to apply online before you leave your country, and as you arrive at the border, at the port of entry, you will have to get then a visa, but then you will have to pay for it. It is no longer free, because they cannot be giving free visa for France, Germany, Canada, the United States is included. So many countries in Europe, yet the Namibians don't get the same services, which is normal, because you have the wealth, apparently, third world countries that they call that underdeveloped country, but you should not really feel bad to give $50 for a visa if you believe that you are guys are better than us, as you proclaim you have everything. So we are underdeveloped, we are suffering. So giving, a visa fees, it's not a problem, right? It should not be a problem, but these are the benefits that the Europeans have been getting. So they will travel around pretending to look like they're really having good time. Well, some services are free for them. And as to travel to Europe, you have to produce all this full documentation, bank statement, 3 months bank statement. You need to produce proof of funds. You need to produce, okay, proof of funds is normal, but if I'm saying that, and they estimate, right? The estimation is like a $30, €30 in Europe, per day, or around about 50, something between $30 and $50 spent per day, which is, it's fine. There's proof of fund is fine, but it should be also visa free, so that if my 50 rand that I was supposed to pay for a visa, this is a one extra, my $50, sorry, that I was supposed to pay for, I will have to, because here, like Europe, France, it's, I forgot, $60, something like that, a visa, 100, no, it's about $100, sorry. So it's costly, the services, and to apply for these visas, you have to go you don't go straight to the agency, to the embassy. First of all, you have then to apply, because we don't apply online directly to the embassy that we don't apply online directly to the embassy of the country that you're willing to visit. You have to go via the agency, and this agency is charging you more for only handling the handling fees. So for them to get your document, like VFS, right? For you in South Africa, it's around the world, it's a lot of places. VFS for you, they just take your document. They have no business with anything else. Just to take your document, check that, oh, you have supplied this and this and this and that. Then they will put that in an envelope, sent to the embassy, where the embassy then will process and get you a visa or refuse you a visa. But you already paid money to this agency. So you pay so much money, it's for no reason. Like that money should be even part of your, you saving for traveling. But now you have to pay an agency. Embassies, European embassies have found a way to cripple people, yet our countries don't do the same thing. When you apply directly to the embassy or to the online website of the country that you want to come into Africa for the e-visa, and you get your visa. The follow, you get accepted or refused, or approved or refused in 48 hours. But in Europe, we have to go through agencies who make bookings. They charge you so much amount of money for a VIP gold for services, for them to pre-check if the documents are right, because if they're not right, then the booking fees are gone and you have to pay another one so that you can then get a visa, apply, so that you can then. So if I apply now, I get an appointment to an agency, right? Then when I go there, if my documents are not correct, this money that the booking fees that just for the appointment fees that I paid, it's gone. I lose it. I have to pay another one for another date. But then at the same time, we are treated like very poor when we are required to go through services just for a visa that they get free, no burden, no problem. So Namibia is definitely right for that. They have to strike back so many 31 countries on the list of the chopping block, so that the United States, Canada is, so yeah, it's England, it's Belgium, most of the Europeans, a big giant in Europe, in the Schengen system, because I think they're going after the Schengen zone. And the SADC is worried about it because they have a bit of a deal in the SADC, zone for these free access of Europeans. Yet now they worry is always a sellout. Why not pull something together? These people, if they want to come to South Africa, for example, or to Namibia or to Botswana, they will go even if there is a visa fee, because they have money apparently. So there's not a problem to make them pay for these services. If you have to make agencies also like they have made agencies here, you put agency in Europe that they have to go via agency, apply this appointment that they make us do here. So at least, because services they have to be reciprocated. I can't do you favors and you still treat me like nobody, yet my side, when I'm coming to you, I have to go through hurdles. So just because I'm visiting, people corrupt passport everywhere in the world. There's no passport that is immune of corruption or of falsification. Every passport is falsified. Every passport in the world. We didn't start it. They started this. We didn't start this technology nonsense. They came up with this stuff. They gave us the tools, the software, the system to duplicate things. So if they are talking about, because some countries passports are being duplicated by or falsified by some people and they use it to go to Europe, that is not the reason. You will have to sit on the table and say, guys, work on a security system of your documentation, but don't put even Ireland is thinking of putting a visa for South Africans to visit Ireland now. So those are the things that you can't then let them do as they see fit. Yet you sit and say, they have money, they're not going to visit, they're going to come visit us. They will always come here. even if you put $200 a visa, these people will forever visit Africa, because this is where they have wealth. This is where they can get the knowledge. No, everything else, it's a zone where they are more free, because they're under a yoke in Europe. As much as we think it's great, it's bubbly, it's all amazing, it's painful to live in Europe. It's the truth. They under a yoke. It looks great. The value of the currency, they are great, and that's the advantage. But we can do better. We should not allow the Europeans just to run havoc, and even the Americans, because Trump says shithole countries put a visa. Shithole countries must put a visa. You want to come to a shithole country, pay for it. Let's see if you believe it's a shithole, because you're paying. Anyone who pays to go to a shithole place, he really valued a shithole place. So again, thank you for watching. Ane Ya Okhanan. I'm Ya Okhanan. I go by the name Ha Khabare on YouTube. If it's your first time joining this channel, please consider to subscribe, like, share, comment. Your comment will allow the channel to grow. Your subscription also, and your likes, sharing these videos will give the platform or the channel more exposure, and I can bring more video and do more work. So thank you again. Shalom.